Love at first sight. The summer heat pressed down on the city like an invisible weight. The pavement shimmered, shop windows glared, and people hurried along with bottled water clutched in their hands. On one particular street corner, a young woman stood with a crate of plastic bottles neatly arranged in front of her. Her name was Amara. She was 21, with skin warmed by the sun, dark hair tied back in a loose bun, and eyes that carried determination far older than her years. She wasn't selling water for profit, not really. Every pound she earned went straight into a worn envelope in her bag, the one labeled university tuition. Her dream was simple: to study literature, to lose herself in the world of books she loved so much. But dreams cost money, and money was something she had to wrestle from long days and hard work. The black car. On that blistering afternoon, as Amara fanned herself with a folded leaflet, a sleek black car slowed near the pavement. Its tinted windows reflected the world like a mirror. Then the door opened, and out stepped a man in a tailored suit, his presence commanding attention even before he spoke. This was Adrian Cole, a young CEO whose name was whispered in boardrooms and printed across financial magazines. To most, he was untouchable, a figure made of ambition and wealth. But to Amara, he was simply another customer. "Water, sir?" she asked, her voice polite but weary. Adrian looked at her, and for the first time that day, the heat seemed to recede. Her eyes were clear, honest, unwavering. She wasn't trying to flatter him, wasn't dazzled by his appearance or car. She simply offered what she had. "Yes," he said, taking a bottle. Their hands brushed briefly. Something inside him shifted. Curiosity sparked. He could have walked away, drunk the water, and forgotten her by the time he reached his office. But instead, he lingered. "Do you always sell water here?" he asked. Amara nodded. "Most days. It helps pay for my tuition." "You're a student?" "Not yet," she said with a small smile. "Trying to be." Adrian studied her. She spoke without bitterness, only quiet resolve. It intrigued him. In his world, people were constantly performing, trying to impress, to gain favor. Amara seemed untouched by such pretense. "Which university?" "King's College, if I can manage it," she said. He handed her a note far larger than the price of the water. She shook her head. "It's £2. "Keep the change," he said. Her chin lifted slightly. "I appreciate it, but I don't take charity. Just what's fair." Adrian felt a strange warmth spread through him. "Then I'll buy more." He took 3 bottles. Her smile then, genuine, unguarded, was something he would remember for weeks. Returning. Over the next fortnight, Adrian found reasons to pass that corner more often. Each time, he bought water, and each time, he lingered a little longer. He asked about her favorite books, her dream classes, the poems she scribbled in her notebook between sales. Amara, at first cautious, began to open up. She told him about her mother, who worked 2 jobs, about the small flat they shared, about how she refused to let financial hardship crush her dreams. "You remind me of myself," Adrian said once, surprising even himself. She laughed lightly. "I can't imagine you ever selling water on a street corner." "No," he admitted, "but I know what it's like to start with nothing. I was raised by a single mother too. I built what I have from the ground up." That honesty built a bridge between them, invisible but strong. The rainstorm. One late afternoon, as Amara was packing up, the sky broke open in a sudden storm. Rain pelted down, soaking the pavement and scattering pedestrians. She tried to cover her crate of water with her jacket, but it was no use. Adrian's car pulled up beside her. "Get in," he called, opening the door. "I can't leave this," she said, clutching the crate. He stepped out into the rain, suit and all, and helped her lift it into the boot. By the time they climbed inside, both were dripping, laughing in disbelief. "I think that's the first time I've ever seen you laugh," Amara teased, handing him a napkin from her bag. "And I think it's the first time I've ever been drenched in a 1,000-pound suit," Adrian replied, smiling. The sound of their laughter filled the car, mingling with the rain against the windows. Something shifted that evening, no longer just curiosity, but connection. An invitation. Adrian invited her to his office one day. Not to impress, but to show her the publishing division his company had recently acquired. "I thought you might like to see," he said. Her eyes lit up as she wandered between shelves of manuscripts and printing proofs. "You're part of this?" "It's one branch of many," he said. "But literature is close to me." She ran her fingers gently along the spines of books. "One day, maybe mine will be here." "You write?" "Poems, mostly. Stories. Nothing serious." "Everything you write is serious," Adrian said firmly. Whispers. Of course, people noticed. A powerful CEO visiting a street vendor? A young woman from humble beginnings stepping into boardrooms? Whispers grew. Some accused Amara of chasing wealth. Others claimed Adrian had lost his mind. "Why do you care what they say?" Amara asked one evening as they sat on a park bench. "Because they don't know you," he said. "And you do?" she asked, arching a brow. He met her gaze steadily. "I want to." Her smile softened. "Then keep trying." The decision. Adrian could have paid her tuition 100 times over. But he didn't. He respected her pride too much. Instead, he helped her find scholarships, connected her with professors, encouraged her to showcase her writing. With his guidance, but her own merit, Amara earned a place at King's College. On the day she received her acceptance letter, she ran to him, breathless, eyes shining. "I did it," she cried. Adrian lifted her into his arms, laughter breaking from him like sunlight through clouds. It was then he realized he didn't just admire her. He loved her. Confession. It was late evening, the city lights glowing gold against the river. They stood together on a balcony after a long day, silence stretching between them. "Amara," Adrian said quietly, "I've been afraid to say this. But from the first day I saw you, something changed in me. I don't just want to support your dreams. I want to be part of them. I love you." Her breath caught, and for a moment, he feared he had gone too far. But then she stepped closer, her hand finding his. "I never believed in love at first sight," she whispered. "Not until you." Years later, Amara graduated with honors. Her first collection of poetry was published by Adrian's company, though he insisted it succeed on its own merit, and it did. Readers connected with her words, raw and beautiful. Together, they built a life not of wealth alone, but of shared purpose. She continued writing, he continued leading, and they both continued to return, once in a while, to that street corner. Amara would smile at the spot where she once stood with her crate of water bottles. "This is where it began," she'd say. And Adrian, taking her hand, would reply, "The best investment I ever made." Epilogue. Love at first sight is often dismissed as fantasy, a fleeting glance mistaken for something deeper. But sometimes, just sometimes, it's real, not because of appearances, but because two souls recognize in each other what they've been searching for all along.